Well, hello. Is that JHH? How you doing? First time, like and comment. Thank you. And welcome. Welcome back. Oh, you say first time, so first like and comment. Awesome. Thank you. You changed your name a little bit, didn't you? Yeah. It was JH7. That's what I thought. You changed it a little bit, I believe. Yeah. How you doing today? Yeah, that's what I thought. JH7. I was wondering, you changed your name a little bit. It's my handle name. YouTube changed it. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I thought when I first saw it, I thought I didn't recognize it that way. But then when I went and looked at your channel, I realized who it was. I'm glad you're back. Well, there's Jane. Jane says, "Hey, Randy, how was your weekend? Long, very long. I just completed a little over 40 hours in 3 days. I don't like it." Let's see. Long Wrench says, "Welcome. Hello, Long Wrench. Mike." JH7 says, "Pretty good. I showed y'all the trucks because I was thinking of you and Randy and your profile pic. Awesome. Thank you." Jane says, "Hi, Mike. I really have missed talking to y'all. I want y'all to know that." Let's see. Let's see something. It's 9S3 says, "Today is my birthday." Well, happy birthday. Man, you're old for that crap. I know, right? I'm way too old for it. I do not like it. Believe me, if it wasn't for them giving our jobs away, I wouldn't have done it. 507 says, "Hi, hello." Laugh says, "Say RIP Hudson, brother, you live a silent life," for a $10 donation. All right, $10. Show me your money. J7, laugh out loud. I can't be talking. I was just on fall break. LOL. Jane says, "Who is JH?" That's actually JH7. He said that YouTube changed his handle, and he said JH7. Jane 45365 says okay. It must have changed yours too, didn't yours come through just Jane? Let's see. How confusing, LOL. I'm too old for that. I know, right? J7 said, "Well, it used to be J7. Who knows? It may change back to normal." Yeah, Jane's got Jane 45365 said they did. So hers is different too. And then there's Craig, got 4388. How was the Japanese food? I didn't get to get any of it. They're an hour away from me, and there was very little left over, so I didn't get any. J7 says, "Someone else left another stream called me JH7. I mean HJ7. LOL." Jane says, "Randy, you see me Saturday morning jump in on Adams Live?" No, I haven't got to watch much. I was able to. I'm not supposed to be on my phone, but like when Randy did his live, I clicked on it, laid the phone down. When nobody was looking, I would type something, but I didn't really get to see what was being said and done. So I haven't been able to do much. Olivia says, "Hello, Krusty Crew." Jane said, "LOL, I stalked him." No, there ain't no way, Jane. J7 said, "Hi, Olivia." And Jane does too. And then Craig says, "What's new around the shop?" Well, I don't know. It's been dark every time I've seen the shop for the last 3 or 4 days. I was wanting to walk around a little bit today, but by the time I started to walk around the shop, Chester pulled in, and I was talking to him right up till it's time to do the live. So I can just tell you that from dark to dark, before daylight and after dark, I've been working, so I haven't got to see much. Let's see. Olivia said, "Hey, JH," and then Night Jam says, "Pre-recorded." No. J7 says, "Sorry if I quality was bad first stream besides my first one I normally do / did." Hey, they'll get better. That's the one good thing about it. The more you do, like I said, when we first started doing our videos, Randy and I wouldn't talk. Now you can't shut us up. Libby said, well, there goes Boggy. He hates using his handle. Jane said, hey, I showed up. You should have seen the smile daybreaker maker. Cool. Steven 6911 says, I used to work at an orange juice factory, but I got fired. I couldn't concentrate. I like it. Yosef said hi several times. Somebody's in the house. J7 said, yes, laughed my ass off. Ha ha. Let's see. Daryl says, hey, hello, Daryl. Jane said, hi, Yosef. For some reason, Yosef wanted to say a bunch of stuff, I guess. J7 said, hey, Metal. Jane said, hey, Daryl, thanks. J7 said, thanks, Metal, for getting him. Let's see. Yosef said, cool. Let's see. Craig says, what are the plaques behind you? Those are members of the channel. If you become a member, you get your name up on the wall and out at the road. It's just the least I can do for people supporting the channel. Let's see. Floor Z1Z Star said Star, and then Libby said Jane. Daryl says I hadn't blocked anyone yet tonight. No, I believe Randy got him. Recently deleted said I was at a hot rod show today. Awesome. Jane says, Yosef, you are Maria's friend? ? J7, oh, okay, my bad. Sorry, Metal. Never Done Projects said may or may not have been. Why did it? That don't look right. Something's not right. They've changed a lot that YouTube did. Flores says, I subscribe. Good. If you did, that means you made us 2.7. 2.7. Thank you. We was one away from making 2.7. Thank you. Daryl said, all good. Jay said, I love Randy and the car picture behind you underneath the American flag. Yeah, it's curling up. I need to go back and tape the sides, but I haven't taken the time. Daryl said, hi, R3. Olivia said, hey, Mac. Flores said, I subscribe. Thank you. I hope you can do it twice. That means give me 2701. Gray says, how much is a membership? $4.99 a month. There's two levels. I think one's $4.99 and one's $8.99. It's under $5. But let's see. Deleted said, I sub. Thank you. Recently deleted. I appreciate it. James said, hi, Craft. Daryl said, Ghostly. Jane said, hi. What was that other name? Floors. That's J7 said, that's good, fellow. Remind we all have a second chance to live. You know, it really, you don't know how true that is till something like that happens. I was telling Randy the other day, it's kind of weird. I can be going down the road or working or something, and it'll flash back me seeing that tree fall on Randy. And it just like the world stops again, just like that. So it's something I can't get out of my head. So yes, it can change in a second. Dayton says, never mind. Daryl says, nope. Madison said, hi, hello. Yeah, Dayton, you got the wrong channel if that's the kind of stuff you want to see. HD said, "What's up from the 402?" Well, hello, 402. How you doing? Daryl said, "Maddie," and Olivia said, "Mac, you still want that title?" J7 said, "One of my relatives fell once, and it still comes back every few so often." Yes, I understand. Maddie said, "Hey, Daryl." Daniel said, "Happy Monday. Hey, everyone. How you doing?" Mr. J7 says he was very lucky to be alive still today. I can only imagine. I know Randy is. We really need to be counting the days. Daryl says, "Haha, you know it. Go sleep." Daniel Sports Highlights said, "Thanks for stopping by." Yeah, thank you. Joe said, "Hi." Hello, Joe. Olivia says, "Well, you can't have it. Haha, it's mine forever." HD says, "I'm in where and when." Where and when for what? Joe said, "Hi." Carlo, how you doing, Carlo? What's up, Pops? Whoop. That's what Carlo said. Daryl said, "I still have flashbacks of my motorcycle wreck, 9/11 of '93. I can only imagine. For a long time, when I rode that car, when I was 16, I could still feel myself rolling the car. It took for a long time for me to get over that." Daniel Sports said, "Cheers, metal." Maddie said, "Hey, Carlo." James said, "Hi, Maddie. Hope you feel any older." James says, "Hi, Carlo." J7 said, "Having a Dr. Pepper cheers, Pops, with the Pepsi. Ironically enough, I had some for lunch. Cheers." HD said, "Someone said something about a title, and I'm a real champ. I got to take." There you go. Maddie said, "Hey, Jane, not really, LOL. LOL, as Justin would say." Carlos said, "Madison, happy birthday." Joe said, "Dude, my dad owns a 1978 Chevy C20 3+3 camper edition, 4-door, 6-seater, not a dually, with a 350 small block and a turbo 400. I think you said that the other day. I would love to have that truck. I mean, it's a long truck, but I'd like to have it." My father-in-law had a dually, 2000 model dually that was 4-door, had the 350 in it, and he sold it a couple months back. I'd have loved to have it. There wasn't very many miles on that truck, but he won't give you a chance. He said if it's $1, he gonna take it. But I would have loved to have that truck too. Maddie said, "Thank you, Carlo." Carlo says, "Hey, Jane." Daryl says, "When is paint flying, Olivia?" J7 says, "I don't care what anyone else. Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, and a few other soda brands will always stick as a classic. I used to drink 2 2-liter Dr. Peppers a day. The only way I'll drink a Dr. Pepper now is if they don't have Pepsi or if I'm out or something like that." Metal Art said, "There's a beautiful 3+3 listed up here. I can't afford nothing right now, but I sure would like to have one." Rumple Stillskin said, "Pops, what's up?" Hello, Pop. Hello, Rumple. Let's see, Jane said, 606, 15 thumbs up. Cool. Thank y'all. Maddie said, "Hey, Rumple." Olivia said, "After Thursday, Mac." Let's see. Oh, I lost something. I think I got that right. They changed it. Kitty said, "Hello." Daryl said, 2,800. That ain't too bad. Rumple said, "Madison, hello." Jane said, "Hi, Rumple." J7 said, "True. That hello, Kitty." Let's see. Madison said, "Hey, Kitty." Carlos said, "Hey, hello, Kitty." Daryl said, "Kitty." Hello, Olivia. Rumple, you people still get 7-Up. They discontinued to hear. I think they discontinued to hear too. Kitty said, "J7, hi." Dennis said, "Good evening, everyone." Hello, Dennis. Let's see. Rumple said, "Jane, hello." Kitty says, hey, Madison, Madison Dennis. Olivia said, Kitty, Jane, Kitty. Everybody said hello. 5, are you a blood? What? Kitty said, Mac, all the, Madero said all the names changed. Yeah, J7 said YouTube changed them. That's what I'm saying. There's something different about Never Done Projects, too. See, Dennis, Metal Art, Dennis, Jane, everybody saying hello to everybody. There's Lotus. Hello, Lotus. Joe said, hey, Dennis. Lotus, Dennis, Kitty, Beetle. J7 said, I still have an old 7-Up glass bottle somewhere in the house. Yeah, I think they start to bring a little bit of money. I don't know how much it depends on the year, but still. Kitty said, hey, Jane 5 said LMAO. Carlos said, what's up, Lotus? Lotus says, hello, Madison. What's up, Carlo? Hi, all, says Daryl. Kitty says, hey, Richard. 26 people watching, 16 likes. The time passed us, though. I thought we'd stay ahead of the minutes, but oh well, that's cool. I still got 16. Thank y'all. Well, the other phone showing 17. He said Richard Lotus. Olivia says, and Mike, that's if I can start walking after Thursday, though. They think you're gonna be able to walk after Thursday? Lotus says, what up, Randy? How was the inspections or whatever kept you busy this weekend? Actually, I didn't do my job this weekend. I was the EIC, employee in charge over the rail team. They had R.J. Coleman come in and put 2 miles of rail. It'd be 4 miles total because it's, each side, 2 miles on each side. And so I had the track and everybody was under me for the weekend. I ended up doing a little over 40 hours in 3 days. So let's see. Carlos said, Lotus, and I'm tired. I don't like it. I do not like all that overtime. Lotus got the 2-speed option fitting in the, I'm going to let you read that. Lotus, you understand it. I can't hardly read it, much less understand it. Ars 9889 said, whatever you said, Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's right. 6309 said, hi. Olivia said, everything feels weird. It does. Trying to read the names, it does too. Daryl said, so 80 hours last week? Yes, just a little over 80 hours. Let's see. Don't get me wrong, it's going to look good on the paycheck. I sure wish they would have left us into that no taxes on overtime. I'd like to have that check without taxes. Let's see, Lotus said, nice, Carlos. I got a Sin Genesis. Lotus says, big ass nitro. Kitty said, I saw the picture is drawn on the wall. Yeah, the top one is the one Olivia drew. The bottom one, I don't know how Hugh did the bottom one. I don't know how they did that. The bottom was Randy in the wheelchair. Let's see. Carlos said, yes, I know. Cool truck, Lotus. Daryl said, we're getting too old for that, Randy. I definitely am. Believe me, if it wasn't for them giving our work away, and I don't like contractors coming in, I'd have never worked it. I mean, there was a small chance I might have to work today. And I told them to try to find somebody else. I just soon not. I missed y'all this many days. I didn't want to miss y'all again today. Team Richard said, hi, boss. Hello. Olivia said, ha, Lotus, my new car one-ups you already. There we go. Good gosh, Olivia. You can tell I've been away. Olivia said, hello. I just read that. Madison said, hey, Richard. Olivia says, though I have to say your car is gorgeous. There you go. That's how you do it. Lift other people up. Kitty said, hey, Richard. Lotus said, yeah, it does now if you could just drive it. All right, y'all do. Daryl says, and Boggy hasn't sent me pics yet either. Team Richard, I like that. Team Richard said Madison. Hi, and Kitty and Carlos said, "What's up, Richard B?" Olivia said, "And that sucks." Richard said, "Big boys," and Maria 95i. Who are you? I don't remember you. That's right. Don't adjust your screen. It is the old man in yellow. Let's see. Libby says, "Hang on, Mac. I'll send you a pic." Lotus said, "I drove my car today." Awesome. Madison said, "Hey, Maria." Maria 95i says, "Hey, Madison." Kitty said, "Hey, Maria." Lotus said, "I think my clutch is slipping in boost pop. Yeah, I would better get you a good clutch on that thing. Let's see. Tom says $50. Send it. Send me the money. I could use it. Daryl said, "I fought with that dart today." Let's see. Click, clack. Oh my God. Yep. I figured somebody was going to delete it. I'm glad I didn't take time to read it. Richard said, "Hit that like button, everybody." Jane said, "Wait, why aren't you in a red shirt today? You didn't work." What? I did work today too. Why wouldn't I work today? Today's Monday. Look at there, we got 22 minutes and 22 likes. Hey, we staying right there with it. Let's see. Yeah, Maria, mine going to be blown. That's not an orange shirt. But I worked today. Maria says, "Oh, you mean the guy who owns too many cars, eats bad, and has a big obsession with orange?" Nope, don't know. No man has too many cars, eats bad, and no obsession with orange here. Maria says, "Now I remember you." Carlos said, "What's up, Mac?" Lotus said, "See, there she is." Daryl said, "I saw the before pic, Olivia." Lotus said, "What's up, Maria?" Jane said, "I thought you said they asked, and you said the overtime. And it was supposed to be orange shirt." No. They said something about working overtime, and I said, "No, I worked my regular shift. I got off at 5:30. But there was the guys that come in, they had to pave a road today. And the paving contractors wasn't going to get finished. But they couldn't get more asphalt, so they didn't have to work over. I told them to find somebody else. I done worked enough." Maria says, "Hi, Lotus." Libby says, "I gave you all of it, Mac." Carlos says, "Hi." "Hello, Olivia." Lotus said, "Did Boggy leave the flag?" Maria said, "So, what did you do last 2 days?" "I had a team under me laying 4 miles of rail, 2 miles of rail on each side. And I had to make sure that they were all safe on the track." Libby said, "No, it's being repainted, Lotus." Lotus said, "Hey, Carlo." Richard said, "Boss, good. We remember who we are and not." I know, right? Lotus says, "Will it still be the general?" Sheriff Bucky. Meow. Hey, I like that way that one did it now. Let's see. Lotus said, "Meow." Maria says, "Did you miss us?" Yes, I did. I absolutely could not stand not being able to be in here. I really enjoy talking to y'all. I do. Libby said, "Yes, I'll repaint it just like the general." So American flag, no general. Sheriff Bucky said, "Oh man, did you hear? If you're talking about the brain, I did hear about that, man, and I'm sorry. If there's been any updates, I've missed that. Is there been any updates? Is it going to be okay? What we gonna be able to do about it? Olivia said, no, it will be Confederate. Olivia, you talking about painting? Do you physically go out there and paint the cars or the art on them, or I know you said you keep saying something about painting, but I was just wondering. You said you was in a wheelchair. Are you still out there painting them in the chair or what? I didn't know how you did that. Let's see. Richard said, I think I know someone who has missed you very much. I hope y'all all have. 69 said, sir, hello. Let's see. Libby said, no, I'm not painting in the chair at the moment. Okay. Bucky says they caught it early, so I should be okay. The key word is should. Well, I hope so. And like I said, we're going to all pray for you. And like I said, just keep your head up, because every time, it seems like every time we get started, something knocks us down. We just got to keep getting back up. Libby said, but I have been able to stand a little bit better. Cool. Maria said, so you enjoy sneaking up to the comments when we talk bad about you and Randy's Grill Live? Yes, I did. I sat there and waited to see how many people was going to go by my rules, or they were going to just veer away from it since I wasn't in there. And Libby said, able to stand. I knew what you meant. I'm glad. I'm hoping Randy follows suit too, be able to stand up soon. So Maria loves us. We put up with her evil. Trouble said, what's up, Uncle, Uncle? How you doing? Let's see. Tasha said, show us the C10. Which one? The orange one or red one? Or I think everybody was having withdrawals. They didn't know what to do with themselves at 6. Boy, I hated it. I know Randy did the live and everything, but the days that we couldn't do it and not put up a video too, it really bothered me. Might have said, hey Mike, Bucky says, Annabelle says she might just croak me and take my money. Oh Lord. Maria says, why? It shows us, it shows our username instead of the names. It shows it all. Never said, hey, how are you? Where are you from? Denton, North Carolina, United States. Lotus said, that's good, Olivia. Was worried you were getting worse. Good to hear the progress. Olivia says, Mike didn't remind me about the withdrawal. Never said which state. I mean, North Carolina. I thought Denton, North Carolina. Maria says, evil me? Never. Carlos says, we are one, but we were many, and from all lands on earth we come and we share a dream and sing with one voice. I am you, and you are, we all are one. 50 says, damn, we got good options left. See us both, yeah. Lotus says, oh, never. 50 says, respect brother from Minnesota. All right, Minnesota, welcome. Beth, how you doing, Beth? Says, hello, everyone. Glad to see you're back. I'm glad to be back. Trouble said, let's see that orange pickup truck, huh? Let me get caught up if I can, and I'll walk you out there and show it to you. It's dirty, but I'll show it to you. Daryl says he got after it, didn't he, Ghostly? Lotus says, how dare I say such things? Matt said, hey, Beth. Baby said, yes, Mike. He got it after those pictures were during the wreck, though. Sheriff Buggy says, I'm kind of scared, bald man. Don't be scared. Put it in the Lord's hand, and we'll all keep praying for you. It'll be okay. Here, Maria says, it bothered me too, but I couldn't say anything because I told you before it's okay if you didn't post a video or do a live. Believe me, I didn't like it. I don't even know what I'm going to post for tonight. I have no footage, but I got to try to put something together. Mike said, hey, Madison, how are you? Lotus said, yeah, tell Boggy we need an update. Madison, yeah. Good, Mike. How are you? Boop, boop. Bucky, you okay? Just 15 more surgeries. Justin hasn't showed up for his birthday. Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't come back. I haven't really talked to him. Libby said I've given Mac the update pictures I did for Jane because she bugged him. Libby says Mac, Justin is sick. Oh, I didn't know Justin was sick. Lotus said, what I get, I talked to him this today, but he didn't say much to him. He was asleep. Bucky said maybe the accident happened for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, Bucky. Maybe that was it. Daryl said, oh, sad. Said Lotus, Long Ridge better now. I just fed my face. Maria says, it's okay. You can start posting tomorrow. I'll send them to you as well. Lotus, Kitty says, what about me, Olivia? All right, I'm caught up. I'll walk you out there if you're still in here and show you I haven't pulled the car back in because when Randy comes, he needs this area to get in. So, but anyway, let's walk you over here to the orange truck. Like I said, it's dirty. I ain't even seen it in a couple of days. Got it pulled in here. I've really got to figure out how to fix that transmission. It sits on that concrete. See the underneath it? When it sits on the concrete, it leaks all my transmission fluid out. I'm gonna have to do something about that. I really need to clean the motor up and stuff. It sits here and look how dirty that windshield is. About embarrassed to show it. But I will tell y'all the lights really make it shine better than it does sitting in here like that. I did cheat a little bit. I took Randy's license plate and put it on my truck since mine was going to Ohio. But anyway, that's it. Bought me a new steering wheel. I don't like it too much. I like it better than I did the other one, but I just don't like it the way what I really wanted. But there you go. There's the red one. We got to get back on it too. Randy got a big thing ahead of him when he gets them legs back to working. We got a lot of crap to do. Got to get that ready too. Got to get both of them ready for the 31st. There's got to be a burnout out here. I haven't forgot. I still owe Olivia a burnout. Let's see. They send the pictures. Well, you said, what about me, Olivia? Daryl says, was going to get ice cream today, but the girls didn't want it. I'll tell you what, the first one I had today, I did get a one night when I left. I stopped up here and got a milkshake. But when I got here today, I did get me an ice cream before I got on the live. But I did eat my apple for today too. I put it in my little cutter, and I peeled and eat my apple too. Let's see. I got one more. Chester said he was going to bring me some more too. Let's see. Bucky says I got to go, y'all. I got to go deal with the Dodge. All right. Good luck, Bucky. Woody says, hunk of junk. Probably don't even start. Hey, probably won't. But I still mind though. Kitty said, I love ice cream. I love ice cream. Man says, nice car. Thank you. Appreciate the nice words. Some people like to down stuff. I like for everybody to be uplifting. I don't really like for people to come in and down stuff because everybody's got their own likes and wants. Olivia says, I can't send them to you yet. I need your number, bestie. Olivia says, you owe me 2 burnouts. I will make good on it, Olivia. I might do them both at one time if I can get my transmission shifting right before the 31st. I'm ready to do another 2-car burnout set out here. Kitty says, I will message you in the game my number. Olivia says, now? Daryl said, order tires for the Hummer today. Who's got a Hummer? You got a Hummer, Daryl? I'm drawing a blank. Olivia said, okay, I'll pick it up. Lotus says, NDP fog machine, 2 Camaras, and a lot. There you go, a lot of sended, exactly. Olivia says, hey, Mac, I gave you update pictures. Wear my t-shirt, huh? Daryl said, R3 said it was a good deal. Oh, really? Good, cool. Daryl says, in the mail. All right. Maria says, even orange isn't my favorite color, but it looks good on the car. Well, thank you, Maria. That's awful nice of you. Lotus says he doesn't like to think about a Hyundai being faster than a Camaro. Don't bother me. Not at all. Not at all. I don't think a 95 Hyundai was faster than a 95 Camaro, but I don't really remember what they were making in 95, the Hyundais. Let's see. Lotus says, Pug Hummer? Now, we did get Pug some tires for his Hummer. Let's see. Olivia said, oh, really? Y'all, what day is it supposed to be here? Today's Monday. I thought you seen it. I don't think I did. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank there. No. I haven't seen it. That's cool. I like that yellow. Let's see, Daryl. Sorry, Randy. I thought I sent pics. If you did, if it was over the weekend, I haven't seen it, but you may have. I don't remember seeing it, though. Let's see. Lotus said 95 been making cars since 1975. Honda. Well, I knew they were making. Well, I didn't think it was back in 1975, but I remember when the Hyundai started getting popular before they started really making some nice cars. They used to be kind of, I don't want to say Yugo because Yugo was, but what I remember of a Hyundai was like a cheap car like a Yugo, but they've come a long way in the last few years. Mattis said, Randall said you got a picture. I may have, but I don't remember it. I'm telling you, I'm getting old. I probably do. If I've got it, I'll go back and look, but I don't remember. Sorry. Daryl said, I hate yellow, but it grew on me quick on the Hummer. I've had it a few weeks. Huh. I'll have to go back and see, because I don't know why in the world somebody remembered to send me the pictures now. I really don't remember it, but cool. I've always wanted one. Samir said it starts to get cold here. Yeah, it's getting a little chilly here too. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. When I'd go to the morning briefings, it was still dark, and I still left my short sleeve on. Everybody's in these big coats, and they'd ask me, say, "Don't you want to wear a coat?" No, I refuse to do it until it gets really cold. Let's see. Lotus says they came to the U.S. in 2000, and they sucked, rusted out, and many blown engines and trans. Yes, that's what I was remembering. Like I said, it was just a cheap car that, like I said, kind of like the Yugo, just something for people that didn't have a lot of money to buy. But like I said, now Hyundai has come a long, long way since those cars. Kitty said, Maria, yes, it's cold. Lotus says, around 2005, they really stepped up their game. I don't remember what year, but I know that there's some nice ass damn Hyundais out there now. I can tell you that. Maria said, fish memory. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember how a fish memory is. Cheek Buster says, do a dance. There you go. How's that? Liv said, there you go, Lotus. Maria says, okay, then feel good when you catch a cold. It'll be all right. Lotus said, sweet, Olivia. Olivia said, and Pops. Yeah, I better check it out since I checked Daryl's out. Oh. It's going to look good when you get done. Looks like you're making good headway on it. Let's see. Lotus said, looking good. Luke says, now I need to go say hi to Betty. Pug says, hi, Big Randy. How you doing, Pug? Let's see. Lotus said, what's up, Pug? I hadn't got to say much, Pug, but I'll tell you what, your garage is looking good. I'll be glad to see it in person. Lotus said, Randy, we put a 440 crate motor in it too. Awesome. Awesome. I was watching something today. Somebody was showing like a 95 Suburban and somebody put a 502 big block in it. Man, it sounded good. Might have said, hey, Jonathan, Levy said, Black Betty, bam, balam. Yeah. Daryl said, Pug. Pug said, hi, Lotus. Thanks, buddy. And hi, Madison. You're not going to know what to do with yourself after you get finished. The general will fly again. Let's hope it don't do no more flying. Let's see. Pug says, hey, Mac. Daryl says, Pug, my plans changed and what we discussed can't happen. Uh-oh. They said, no, I think it will stay towards the ground. We don't need a repeat. No, exactly. Pug said, dang, oh well, maybe next time. Astronaut said, greetings, Earthling. How you doing, buddy? Lotus said, all I know is it's that 440 going to do a hell of a burnout. Now, yes, sir, I remember watching them things do them on dirt. Be glad to see it. Let's see, Maria said, I remember when I called you the worst human on earth, but I really didn't mean it. I guess if that's an apology, I'll accept it. Ray said, what does that laugh mean? I'll remember it because, like I said, if that's your apology, I accept it. I don't hold grudges. Let's see. Justin, I was going to go up there today, but I am sick as piss. That's what the chat told me. I had no idea you were sick. Sorry. Do you remember me talking to you today? Let's see. Livy said it came out an older car from the scrap yard, but it runs. Those that sucks. And get better, Justin. Nuts says my pea has never been sick. I know, right? Just said barely. I didn't think you didn't look like you would remember. That's the reason I sent you the text. Justin Hutchins 1123. Now see, it didn't change. Lotus is stayed the same, unless that's his name for See, Pug said, Randy, is the get together this weekend or next? I can't remember. It's the November 1st. Is the I'm calling it the Appreciation Day. I don't know. I haven't talked to Randy to see what to call it, but it'd be Saturday the 1st. Lotus said, I thought he said he was getting a new one. LOL, it was out of a Winnebago. See, Daryl says, did any of y'all watch my video of Adam picking up his car? I didn't get to watch the video, but I did get to see the pics and stuff of him getting it. I've not got to watch the video yet. And I hadn't even been able to turn the TVs on here at all. Levy says, no, it's the one that came out of the older car. Lotus, my channel and screen name are the same. Okay, all right. That's why yours didn't change then. Uh, 8RD says, hello from Tanzania. Maria says, oh no, I didn't apologize. You should forgive me no matter if I apologize or not. But I was just saying I didn't mean it. You should apologize. Now I want you to apologize. I would like for you to apologize. But I do forgive you whether you meant it or not, or whether you apologize or not. I'll still forgive you. But you ought to apologize. Pug says, cool, I'll be there. Awesome, buddy. Thank you. And Pug, if you want to help out, no, never mind. That's I was talking about if you come Friday night, the trunk or treat. I was gonna say you could bring some candy, but I said you said you'd be there November 1st. Sorry. Let's see. Fire department says I'm back. Got discharged from the hospital. Did you mess up your hand too bad? I remember y'all were talking about it, but I couldn't see what was all going on. Levy says, and mine didn't change either. No, it did not. 8RD says, your positive energy needs to be studied. Keep spreading the love and the respect. Well, thank you. I really try to keep it that way. That's the reason I want everything in here to be positive. I really, really want it like that. Walker says, how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much as the woodchuck wanted to chuck. Lotus said, hey, I can still post links. Yeah. Let's see, it would chuck as much as I could. Maria says, okay, I'll send a mail to America. I'll write you an apology letter wet with my tears. No. You said it on live. You got to apologize on live. The letter don't count. Fire department said, just some stitches and passing out on the way to the hospital, but it's all good now. Oh, you must have lost some blood. But hey, I thought it was cool that you were going through the trauma, but you still had time to talk to us. Thank you. Lotus said, no, I want to see the letter. It'll be in the Randy files if she sends it. Timothy says, you a black man? What do you mean? I'm a man. Ain't that why do we have to discriminate against the color? Why can't you say you a man? Lotus, I'm glad you're okay. Fire department. Maria says, what if I didn't? You'll kick me out of the line. No, I told you I'll still forgive you. I'm not mad. That's what it is. Never Done Projects Gaming. See, it changed that. That's Randy's account. Now I got it. The letter could go in the Randy files under Maria's section. That's exactly right. That's what it is. I knew something was different a minute ago when you posted, Randy. It posted it up as your name now. Olivia said, do a flip, Cold Stone. Yeah, I wished I could. Fire department says, I'm a multitasker. That's right. You were doing good, too. Let's see. Lotus says, yeah, he's a black man in a white face. That's right. Olivia said, Maria has a whole section. That's right. I've got a section on everybody. Dan the Man says, aha, I just survived another motorcycle crash Saturday morning. Sprained my knee, pulled my groin, and busted my butt. Oh, Lord, have mercy, man. Dan the Man. I'm glad you're okay, though. Lotus said, hey, Randy. Olivia said, stone cold, not coals. Not cold stone. Oh, did I read it backwards? Let's see. Maria says, yeah, there's a whole section of me with like 1,000 pages. That's just the beginning. Liv says, not me, I'm too nice. Now. Lotus said, Cold Stone Creamery. Now I can get behind that. Pug laughed, Maria. Randy says, hey, Lotus. Yes, I've missed this. I enjoy y'all. I've been able to read y'all's comments. Thank y'all for coming in. Fire department says, anywho, gotta go. Bye. See you, fire department. Thanks for stopping in. Lotus said, yep, Randy has satellite surveillance on Maria. Not just Maria, everybody. I watch everybody. Olivia says, Randy, how are you doing today? Carlos says, hey, my astronomical injection yesterday, man, I feel sedated and sleepy. Lord, there ain't no telling what Carlo would be saying if he feels like that. Let's see. Randy says, I've been a lot better, Olivia. Lotus says, you walking yet? No, he won't be able to do, he won't even be able to do nothing until after the 31st when they can do another x-ray. Let's see. Cucumber says, hi. Maria says, LOL, I was drinking and the water came out of my mouth. You almost got me choked. Olivia said, I was in a withdrawal on my regular 6 lives on Sunday breakfast lives. Yes, I believe me. Y'all couldn't have had no more withdrawals than I did. I felt bad not being able to have that Sunday morning live. Maria says, I was going to die because of you. She was going, not doing. Lotus said, hurry, why you heal so slow? I know. Well, it ain't necessarily that he heals. They told him it'd be 6 to 8 weeks in the wheelchair before he could try to walk. They won't even schedule the x-ray until 8 weeks out. Before it'll be over 8 weeks when he post-surgery when they do the dang x-ray. I don't know why they're doing him like that. They give him the same amount of time as a 80, 90-year-old person with the same surgery. Don't make sense to me, but we're not doctors, so we just have to do what they say. Randy said, I wanted the x-ray sooner, but they wouldn't negotiate. Lotus said, did you threaten them? Randy said, maybe. Lotus said, hey, Randy. Carlos said, hey, Randy. Olivia said, hey, Lotus, we heal slow. It's the legs, LOL. Randy says, hey, Carlo. Olivia said, I should know. I'm a crip too. Dan said, my wife is mad because I won't go get my leg checked. My knee is 3 times the size. Well, I'm going to tell you, Dan, the man, if Randy could have stood the pain and walked, they would have let him go home. And it's probably a good thing he could not stand the pain, because if he could have walked, they'd have sent him home and that sacrum or whatever was messed up, he would have probably done a lot more damage to himself if they wouldn't have went in and done what they done. So you might better go get it checked out. Maria says, next rule, don't watch Randy's live while drinking or eating. That man is dangerous. I think somebody else had that same problem not too long ago. Who was it? Daggone it. She was saying something. I can't remember what it was, but I said something about the razor, and she spit her coffee out. Let's see, Olivia laughed. Olivia said, Crypt, not Crypt. That sounds like I'm a gang member. Well, let's see, Olivia, about that thug life. Olivia said, that's Boggy, not me. NNC, yeah, Rhonda. That's right, Randy. It was Rhonda. And let's see, 7368 says, are you Mr. Randy or Mr. Horny? I am Randy, but I am a male. So Dan says, gotta board the school bus at 6 a.m. I'll manage. All right. Maria said, a fish memory again. Remember what? What you talking about? Fish memory? What are you talking about? Maria said, oh my God, you almost killed 2 women. No, they about killed themselves trying to drink and watch my live. It shouldn't be drinking. Carlos says, Olivia, be riding dirty. Lotus says, what is fish memory short term? I don't remember. Be honest with you, I've never talked to a fish, so I didn't know their memory was short. Libby says, I haven't lived in Gain Central twice, unlike the pound monster. Pond monster. What am I saying pound for? Man, I reached out, got 29 on one phone, 30 thumbs up on the other. Man, awesome. Thank y'all. Pug says, hi, little R. I didn't see you when I fell in here like I did after a cold beer. Maria said, but you didn't warn us. Hey, when you come into the live that I do, you are pre-warned. You never know what I'm going to say, and you never know if it's going to be funny or not. So don't be trying to drink when I'm talking. Lotus said, I work in a Gain Central sometimes. Nuke, hello Nuke. I ain't seen you in a while. Hope everything's fine. Think you were having a little bit of some troubles and stuff. I hope everything worked out for you. Nukem says, hey y'all. Lotus said, not so much nowadays. Levi said, Boggy has lived in New York City and Compton. Maria says, LOL, you're not funny. Well, you just laughed before you said that. It must be funny or you wouldn't be about to die of drinking. Levi said, he has seen both sides. Maria said, sometimes you are. Exactly. Y'all don't come in here and watch me and talk to me because everybody has a good time in here. You can admit it, Maria. You don't always have to be negative. Start calling you Captain Negative. See, Lotus, West Side Dayton is just as bad. I know if Dayton is where that road was closed when I was up there at Darrell, I'd got off to get something, gas, bathroom or something. Boy, I went through some pretty rough neighborhood right there. I was glad to get back on the highway. See, Newcomb said, Dad's in the hospital again, but recovering. Dementia plus UTI is not fun for an old man. I thought that's what wasn't 100% sure. I'd seen some of your videos and stuff. Like I said, I'm glad he's recovering, and I hope everything works out for you. Levy said, Dunk Newcomb, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, but I'm all out of bubble gum. Dan said, Thanksgiving here in Canada. I'm thankful I don't need a cast. That's right. Lotus said, do you remember what Exodus it was, Randy? I do not. I just know that when you come through the town, it exits you off to get on the freeway, and they had that one closed. And I couldn't find another one to get back to that highway. It was like two or three different highways together. I had to go all the way back to another 2 miles back to exit to get back on the road, the highway. I didn't stop mass directions, I can promise you that. Maria said yes, and that would be silly reason for dying. The people will start asking my family how she died. They'll tell them she was watching Randy live while drinking. Yeah, she was watching some redneck trying to learn English when she drank and died. Maria said, I love Canada. Maria said, it's my dream to live there one day. Lotus says, what highway were you on? I don't remember, Lotus. I don't. Hell, I told Darrell, and Darrell probably could tell you what road it was, but I don't remember that stuff. I got a fish memory. Livy said, why is everyone broken this week? This is including Boggy. Don't let him lie to y'all. He got a concussion and messed up his ribs in that motorcycle wreck. Is someone out to get us? I don't know, but I tell you what, every time we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, something stupid happens. It's just about like somebody don't want us to win. I keep telling Randy, keep your head up. We're doing this, and there's plenty of people watching in the dark that wanting us to fail. They don't want to support us, but they'll watch us and to see what we're doing wrong. But keep your head up. We are doing this, and we're all going to go on to better things. Lotus said, well, nope, no help. I bet you were in vanilla thinking it was bad. I have no idea. Paul says, hi. Hello, Paul Phillips. Fred says, okay, you can call me negative, but I'm still call you Simple Randy. Well, that's fine, because I know I'm a simple man. You can set your watch by me. There's no reason to be any complex about me whatsoever. So, LOL, we got that sent it in our blood. It hurts sometimes, yeah. Pug says, later, Randy got to run like a escaped convict. You guys have an awesome evening. See you, Pug. You be careful. Boggy says, I'm perfectly fine. Paul said, some want to see you fly and some want to see you fall. Exactly. People absolutely love, like I said, there's people in the background. They may say they want to see you succeed, but they don't. They want to be able to look at you and say, I told you it wasn't no good. Walker says, how come the projects are never done? If you'll think about it, a project is never done. When you go if you, like a show truck, you finish a show truck, take it to a show, you've had it 6 months, you see something else you want to do, maybe different lights, maybe different wheels, maybe a thicker tire, a smaller tire, whatever. So it's truly never done. You always want to do something different, even after it's complete. Carlos said, what's up, Buggy? Buggy said, yo, Carlo. Lotus says, what's up, Buggy? Now, see, he don't like to use his name, but YouTube sent changed it and put his name out there. Yo, Lotus. Paul said, as long as you keep traveling east, you'll be okay. As long as I wasn't stopping, too. Buggy says, working on this damn nightmare of a car. Lotus said, Buggy's name is showing, yes. Daryl said, Buggy, ignore it, Lotus. Yo, Mac, said Buggy. Lotus said, if it's too much, pack it up and bring it to me. And Paul laughing in a green face. Daryl said, Buggy, we both working on Nightmare Mopar. See, Buggy says, I'm tempered too. Mike said, YouTube is always changing things to piss people off. Yes. Randy said they were messing with the money the other day, changing some stuff around so people didn't make as much money. Maria said, I was telling my mom about that day I discovered the fire my dad made in the kitchen in the middle of the night while everyone was sleeping, and she told me why you were awake at that time. Uh-oh. Did you tell her I was in English class? Boggy said, it is right, isn't it, Mac? Dan says, hey, Metal Art Custom. Daryl Maria says, I was having some drugs, Mom. Daryl says, hi, Crash. Dan. Mike said, Boggy, nothing like blasting your name all over the internet. No, I know, right? Just let me, let's see, Lotus said, just let me, I'll be happy as they fly on ship with a 440 Charger. There's a finger pointing at somebody towards YouTube. Oh, by the way, last time I was in here, when we had somebody playing a game, I kept hearing something, and I couldn't figure out what it was. That bugged me after I got off the live. I kept hearing it, and I kept walking around. It was a damn squirrel got up into the rafters. If I'd had a gun, I'd shot that squirrel. Maria said English class in the middle of the night. That's a ghost class. She wouldn't believe it. But that's what you said. You came in here to learn English. You were in an English class. I was learning redneck English, Mama. Tell her to get on the internet and come in here. We'll show her that we're all here teaching you English. Daryl laughed. Buggy says, "Ha, damn squirrel." Yeah, I'm telling you, it had me worried because I leave this door right outside, a big bay door open, so if a car pulls in, I can hear it. And I thought somebody had walked by because I got alarms down on the lower. If somebody walks in, the alarm goes off up here, so I know they're in the bottom. But I haven't got one. I'm going to get one this weekend for this one. So I thought maybe they had walked in, was back there messing around with stuff. Let's see. So it wasn't a ghost. No, it was a damn squirrel. Lotus said, don't shoot the squirrel, friend. That's basically what Randy said. You're going to have holes all in my damn building. Because first I walked out there with my knife in my hand. I had it down beside my leg just in case somebody jumped out. Then I did go get the gun, and I had the gun sitting there just in case, because it bothered me. You know, I'm telling you, I didn't know what was going on. Maria said, don't hurt animals. I wasn't going to hurt the animal. I'm just saying. It scared me that bad. Dan said, sucks when you have a rodent selling off monosticks in a warehouse. Gotta find it. Well, that's the problem. On the back side, they got some like covering up an old window or door or something. And I guess it was running down that and running back up into the rafter. I guess getting ready for the winter. So I guess I'll have a problem in the wintertime with him up in the rafters. But he was making a hell of a noise when he was doing what he was doing. Beth says, boo boo, the building is haunted. Well, I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm going to tell you there's things that has happened here at this building that we cannot explain. So it wouldn't take much for me to be a believer, but I don't believe in ghosts. But there has been a lot of things that has happened at this building that's unaccounted for. Beth's got ghosts up there. Lotus said, just playing. Boggy says, I need to buy a knife like Rambo. I need a bow tie knife. Yes, a Bowie knife. Let's see, Boggy, wait, I have one. I haven't opened yet. Dan said, motion detector. Yes, and like I said, I'm going to get one for this upper one. I've got it for the lower since we moved the office up here instead of down there. Because when the office was down there, we could have the door open. We could hear if people walked in. But when we put the office up here, because of the roof leaking, we can't hear if somebody walks in. So we put a motion detector for that. So I think we all need more holes in our roofs. Yeah, maybe it would deter the leaks. Maybe at least I know where the damn leaks come from. Because we can't chase these down. They're coming from somewhere we can't figure it out. It's coming down from somewhere else and running down and over or something. It's weird. Let's see. Bobby says, I'm too lazy to open it yet. Lotus says, you need a Crocodile Dundee knife. Now that's a knife. Yep. Bobby says, no, Lotus. Bowie is just enough blade for me. Daryl says, I bought Tanya a machete for her truck. Randy said, Randy, the squirrel hunter, that's your new name for now. Lotus says, no, 18-inch hunting knife. Dan says, hard getting a bird out of a warehouse so it won't stop, stop selling off. Yeah, and that's like the alarm at the house. If my phone would keep going off and I can't figure out why. I've got to where I don't really mess with it much, but it just go off, and then after so long that it go off, it records everything that sets it off. And it would just go off and then go off and then go off. And I'm like, finally I'll check, see what it was. a dang bird will fly over it, and it's the bird's tail catching it, setting it off. And so I get plenty of bird tail on my recording. Let's see. Levy says, I look away for 3 damn minutes and y'all are talking about knives and shooting squirrels. Stop looking away. Stay with the chat. Lotus says, I have a Dundee knife somewhere. Levy says, we are not compatible. Levy says, I am now mad at you, Pops. For what? Said Olivia. Let's see. Maria said, well, at least you know now that the place isn't haunted with the ghost of the past owner. Well, like I said, even if it is true about ghosts and it was haunted, he wasn't doing anything negative. I think if it was true, he was just letting us know there was something here. But now I'm with Lotus there. F that squirrel. Let's see. Fishy said, heck yeah. Peak Boomer Streamer. Boggy said, skill issue. Lotus said, the past owner is still alive. No. Oh, yeah, in the building for the ghost, yeah. Daryl said, oh, he's still there, Maria. Daryl says he saw him the other day when that car backed out. Hollow says, you are the reason I like some black people. You open my mind to appreciate people who they are and not what they are. Thank you. Dan says, I made an extension handle butterfly net for birds when I worked there. It was pink. Maria says, yeah, the ghosts don't do anything negative. Maria does. You said it, not me. And y'all say women are not wrong, so I guess you're right. Let me check something. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Let's see. Let's see where to go. Streaming peace. Last owner still alive. Let's see. Maria says, oh, you said women don't wrong now. When there's no point of me apologizing to you because I wasn't wrong in the first place. What about that? Hey, you don't have to admit you were wrong. I was just going by what you're saying. We all in the chat knows you were wrong. You don't have to admit it. But it would be nice to have an apology. Olivia says, you know what, I take it back. I'm going to murder me a pond monster. Maria said, smart men. 575. Do you know Will Wood and the tapeworm? No. Lotus says, no. I said that, Maria. Mike said, Dan the man, I just sent you a sub. Well, thank you, Mike. Olivia said, oh, Boggy. Lotus says, Boggy, if you see red dots, duck, homie. Maria says, what an apology would do to you. Just make my heart warm. It would make me feel like you didn't really mean it. Olivia says, come home, dinner is ready. I'm on my way. Mike says, your channel looks like it might be interesting. Dan says, thanks. Coming video of my crash. Someone has it on dash cam and gave it to me. Cool. Well, I'm going to check that out. Then Dan the man said, dash cam. Daryl says, cool, Dan. Don't lie to me, woman, said Boggy. Jane says, hey, Dan. Boggy says, I don't want to die. Maria says, well, I really mean it. Mean what? Maria says, hi, Jane. Yeah. Lotus says, aren't pond monsters immortal? All this typing you're doing, Maria, it would be so much easier to just say you apologize or you're sorry for saying what you said. Jane says, hi, Maria. Boggy says, nope, just very durable. Hello. See, Daryl said, sinus season, y'all. Yes. I thought for sure while the weekend, I thought for sure I was going to catch up on another one of those sinus colds, but it went right on through. Boggy said, hey, Pops, guess what? What's up? Rich said, you still didn't apologize for ending the live that night. You think I forgot? No, I have apologized. I told everybody I was sorry. I didn't end the live. No, that was the night you went and got something to eat. I told you I end the live at 8 o'clock out of respect for Daryl. And I did tell you that. And I'm not too good to apologize. I told you I'm sorry you got mad about it. And I told you why I did it. Let's see, just durable sons. Guess what? Jane said, who the hell is, that's Boggy, Jane. Lotus says, Boggy, Jane. Maria says, you didn't apologize. I don't apologize. I did. You just so tied up on yourself. You don't know what good gosh, woman. Boggy says, chicken butt. Daryl said, he has. See? Daryl knows I did. You two wound tight to even see. Dan says, gotta run. Take care, everyone. See you, Dan. Thanks. I'll be watching out for that video. Mike said he did apologize. I can vouch for that. Look at there. Listen to everybody coming up. They all seen it or heard it. Lotus said, hey, Jane. Jane said, Maria, move on from the ending of the early issue. Good gosh. Maria says, I can't remember. Maybe that apology wasn't good enough. Boggy says, I did hear an apology. Boggy didn't hear one. Let's see. W4K, what's up, gangsta? How you doing, brother? Jane said, Boggy, Nick, whatever. Lotus said, at this point, Maria, we don't even remember what you won't apologize for. Carmen says, hey, Carmen, how you doing? Carmen May? Jane says, hi, Lotus. Buggy says, I saw it with my own ear holes. Daryl says, Carmen, hey, Carmen, everybody's saying hey to Carmen. W4K says, go Falcons. Daryl says, Boggy, I can hear it with my own eyeballs. There you go. Boggy said, Jane, respectfully, don't call me Nick. Oh, yo, enough for that. Carmen says, I'm at work. I'm going every day till next Monday, but no money. But money is money. That's right. Talk to your boyfriend and see if you can get him a job. Let's see. Angry Man 2000 said, praise Allah. Jane says, I was in another live today and it didn't give Jane 45365, just Jane. I don't know why it's doing that. Boggy says, and I hear with my own eyeballs. That's right. Lotus says, what? We can't call you Nick? Boggy says, yes, Lotus. Maria says, what's your job, Carmen? James said, it seems you called me old lady, Jane, last week. Nicholas, oh Lord. Lotus said, Habitat line stepper over here. There you go. Said, Carmen says, I work in to go for Olive Garden. W4K laughing. BF has to get a job. Well, her boyfriend happens to be my youngest son. Let's see. Lotus said, okay, Nick. Creamer says, and Randy, I've tried. He just won't. Yeah, I understand. Let's see. The hand we were dealt. Where is the OF link? Well, that's a little bit different channel, so I don't post it in here. You got to do your research. I'm not saying it's the railroad man. I'm just saying you got to do your own research. Daryl said, just in text, Lotus, LOL. Boggy, okay, I lost that one real fast. Jane retracted that message. For W4K laugh, he has a job then. Let's see. Well, I thought he was going to come up here and help, but he's sick as piss, he said. He called in sick, I guess. He just did it on the live. Boggy says, GTG, I have to get to work unlike a Justin. Be good, Boggy. Thank you for stopping in. Jane says, oh, y'all heard Nicholas say it. Lotus says, gotta run. Be back if I can. All right, Lotus, see you. Thank you for stopping in. Olivia says, bye, Lotus. Bye, buddy. Best says, it's a little hairy, though. They got razors for it. W4K says, take it easy, man. Talk to you later. See ya. Rhea says, he has to get his ass off of the couch and get a job from theirs. He's going to get his girlfriend gifts and food. Or does he want her to treat him as a princess? Don't know. I really don't get into it. That's not my business. I try not to get into other people's relationships. She seems to be a very good person, so as long as she treats him right, I don't get into their stuff. Daryl says, LOL, calling sick on the live. You're supposed to be that's good right there. Yeah. Maria says, make him work with you in the shop. Well, the only problem with that is time I get off work and come here, I've only got 30 minutes and then we do the live. I was hoping he would come help out with the live and I could do some video and stuff on some things. And that way I'd have content for the afternoon. And I was hoping he would come over the weekend. I was going to set him up or tell him how to set him up, let him do the live himself. But I didn't get to talk to him over the weekend. Jane said, Maria, you're old enough to say ass. She didn't say it, Jane. She just typed it. You said it when you read it. She said you were old enough to read it, though. Maria says, oh, I didn't say anything bad about her. If she did, she wouldn't remember it or apologize for it, so don't worry about it. $35 likes. Maria says, yeah, I'm old enough. She's old enough to say or type ass, but she ain't old enough to tell her parents she's watching a couple rednecks on YouTube in the middle of the night. Maria says, apologize for what? Again, see? A fish memory. Just a fish memory. let's see, what did old, well, best 98? No, I can't. I'm not going to, that's for sure. I don't know why y'all want to come in and say that kind of stuff. Don't matter, you got timed out for 60 seconds. Let's see, Olivia says, hey, Pops, be nice. Remember, positive, only vibe, or you will be put in timeout. Warning one. You're right, Olivia. I apologize. Make sure everybody hears that. I apologize. You are exactly right, Olivia. Thank you for calling me out on it. Let's see. Yep. Art, if you don't like my flag, you don't have to look at it. But thank you for the comment. More Mag Hummer going in Friday for alignment, tires, and service. Then I'll trust it out of town more. Well, that's going to be awesome. Let's see. Olivia said, I'm still blue, even though I'm gray. What? Ray says, okay, I apologize too. See how easy it is? See? It's not that hard. Now we can be like Frozen and let it go, let it go. Olivia said, it's a joke, Pops. Oh, okay. Maria said, I almost missed the apology part. Thank God I didn't miss the end. Olivia said, I'm acting like a mod even though you took that away from. Maria said, so satisfied to hear it from you. I can say the same thing. Let's see, Olivia laughed. Olivia finished her sentence with me. Maria said, I'll put it as my alarm. Lord have mercy. Alarm is your redneck talking? Hello, Maria, get up. Jerk, said Olivia. Yeah, don't feel bad. Jane calls me the same thing. Doritos suck. Boy, they will give you indigestion. I know that. Maria says, if it really hard that you won't get up forever. Daryl said, yuck. Maria said, just kidding. See, always saying negative stuff, just mean stuff, just a mean old person. I'm just playing. But anyway, Jane says, get up, Maria. It's your old pal, Kermie. Olivia says, Mike, is that why you can't have the General Lee? Jane says, I've never called you a jerk, Pops. I didn't say, oh, no. No, Jane, you haven't. No, but I know you're mad at me. You can admit it, I know. Daryl said, why? Maria said, I'm a nice person. I believe you, Maria. I believe you. Oh, because I took blue away. Olivia says, because you called Doritos yuck. Maria says, now you owe him an apology, Jane. No, nobody owes me an apology. She didn't call me one. Let's see. Daryl says, "Gotta go. Tanya making me French toast." Cool. See you, Daryl. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for giving me a like and everything on the More Mac also. Appreciate it. Let's see. Maria says, if you should apologize or he'll be mean to you." I'm not mean. I'm not even mean to you, Maria. You just take it wrong way. Lord of the Badgers says Trump 2028. Jane says, "I don't care. Someone else can babysit for idiots." There you go. That's the way to look at it, Jane. Let's see. JD23 says trash. LMAO. Let's see. Olivia said he owes me a second burnout, though. I do, and I will not forget it. I will. You let things get back to the beginning, You let things get back to the way it's supposed to be. I have no problem doing that, none whatsoever. Let's see. Daryl says, "I'll have both still playing." All right, thank you, Daryl. Liv says, "You're mean to me. Where are my burnouts, jerk?" Maria says, well, if Maria said that, you'll say stop being negative. But if anyone else says that, it won't be a big problem." Oh my gosh. Maria, what in the world? Olivia says, "I'm playing Bob. So much love." Right back at you, Olivia. I am so grateful that all of y'all come in here and talk to me. Some of y'all just want to keep drama going. Just let it go. It's all good. Jane says, "It's the Maria and Randy show tonight." Evidently. Let's see. Olivia said, "But the drama is funny." I don't like the drama. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I can't stand that mess. Let it go. Go on to something else. Let's talk about something else. Good Lord. Y'all done beat this damn dead horse to death. Maria laughed. Jane and Olivia says, "Ha ha," with a bunch of smiley faces. Olivia says, "I can't breathe." Joe says, do you agree that the Rover is Led Zeppelin's best song? Be honest with you, I don't know what the Rover is. I've probably heard it, but I do not know what it is. Jane says, how about much men's feet stink? Jane, how about how much men's feet stink? My feet don't stink. Let's don't talk about that. Let's don't talk about that. No. Let's see. Maria said, "What's the blue bag again?" It's Randy's shirts, that work shirts they give him to go to the zoo. Jane said, "We'll talk about that." Maria said, "Shirts, yes." There's that. Let's see. Olivia says, "Oh, okay, I have work to do. Have an anniversary, y'all. She has been quiet." Well, you be good, Olivia. Thank you for stopping in. Let's see. Rice Eater 2700 said, "Unc, what we doing tonight? We are talking and trying to figure out everything, that's for sure. Trying to have a good night." Maria said, "Did Chester give you another apples?" No, he come and I was eating the apple that I had peeled, and he asked me if I'd eat all of them. I told him I had one more apple, and he said he'd bring me some more tomorrow. Joe said, "Why does 1 pound of bacon make only 2 BLT sandwiches?" Because there are 2 half-a-pound of bacon sandwiches. Cap said, "Coward? Why am I a coward?" Annie says, "You mean Annie? You mean Annie? You mean Annie. You always in that chair. When I'm on this live, I usually am." Maria said, "Well, prove it's just shirts. Maybe it's human bones. I've done proved to you once. Let's see, the hand we dealt. Oh, just checked. OF, no account. Call the railroad man. I told you. You just got to do your research. James said, Joe is my new hero. Rita says, hello, Annie. Let's see. Corporal says, go lift a transmission. Let's see. Annie says, hi, pedo, happy? And then Annie says, hi, Maria. Corporal said, is the king of the hill. Maria said, prove it. Let's see. Annie said, Maria, it spells bones, honey. Long Ridge says, spoon ship drama. That's what I'm saying. Oh, Lordy. Maria says, yes, sorry, frown face. To start doing push-ups, then I might respect you. If I've got to do anything out of the way for you to respect me, I don't need your respect. But I will respect you, though. And he says, you're fun, I'm just helping. Thank you. Maria says, you didn't teach me a new word today. Respect, Maria. Respect. It's you treat your elders with respect. That's what the word respect means. You treat elders with respect. Let's see. Corporal says, give me 25. I know. I don't know that I can do 25, to be honest with you. Mike says, that about running my brain cells on that one. That rule about ruining my brain cells on that one. Corporal says, okay, just a little dance. I said, woo, there we go. James says, Corporal, move on. Maria says, I already know that word. Maria says, why, especially elders? Because they're older people. They already been through the stuff. You think they're stupid. They're not stupid. They just don't know the same category as you. I promise you, everybody in this live and everybody in this world is special in their own way. Got something good going for them. Let's see, Annie, you should teach Boggy that word. Respect. You're the twinkle in my coffee. All right. Maria said his limit push-ups is 2. Might be. I promise you we're not going to find out. Jane says, hi, Annie. Annie says, hey, Jane, honey, LOL, how are you? Maria says, who told you I don't respect old people? Carlos says, I love this dude. I do too. I love this dude. He is awesome. He's an awesome person. Emma says, back in your day, how many slaves did you have? Well, let's say this. Never owned one. They all wanted to work for free because I was such a good guy. Corporal, will you be a part of the Napoleon's army? What? I didn't know that. I didn't know he had an army. I don't know. Where are we going with this? See, Boggy says, I know what respect is. I just don't like you, husband. I am Napoleon. Oh, okay. No, I'm not going to be a part of an army. We're part of a big family here. I was hoping you'd come in and be a part of it. And he said, see what I mean? Well, I don't know the deal, and I told you I don't get into other people's relationships and stuff. I don't. I promise you, for whatever reason, Boggy has his reasons, but it's none of my business. Let's see. Maria said he doesn't know who Natholium is. Don't even try. No, seems like I do remember that from the past, something about history, but I don't care. Amo says, do you know him? Niptolian? Or is it Nickelodeon? I remember Nickelodeon. Yeah, that's what it is. Maria says he's from French history. Awesome. Boggy said, I actually don't have a reason. I just don't like him. Well, there's your reason. You just don't like him. Now, I promise you, there's people that I meet, and I can't tell you why. I just don't like them. Jane said, Boggy, are we not getting along in the sandbox? Mike said, remember Napoleon had the little man syndrome? See, Boggy said, nope, Mama Jane. Let's see, more back. Who we not liking? Annie, I think it's Annie's husband. I think that's who it is. Yeah, Annie's husband. Let's see, Boggy says, him and Olivia both, Mike. Let's see, Jane says, no, Pops. I said, okay, sorry. Annie's husband. The beer says, your man is a pink brown. Okay. Maria says, he leads France for victory for many years. I remember I had a crush on him for no reason. Daryl said, Maria said, well, he was a great man. Maybe that's why. Okay. Let's see, the beer says, yo, is a pink or brown? What'd you ask me? You said, yo is a pink or brown? Yo is yo, ain't it? Mike says, LOL, Boggy. Boggy says, Pops like me enough not to spread my poisons across the internet? Exactly. Let's see, Jane says, oh, Boggy. Daryl says, if it don't benefit me, there's no reason to learn who they are. Exactly. Mary said, you won't prove that no bones are in the bag. I have no reason to prove it. I've done showed you what's in the bag. Boggy says, I hate to break it to you, Maria is a static, Jane said bones, B-O-N-E-S, Maria, bones. Do I need to teach that word to you? There's her new word. Maria said, sorry again. The bear says, I broke my arm yesterday. Oh no, that's not good. Maria said, bones. There you go. There's your new word. Word of the day. Annie said, damn it, Bog. Tox says, you never cleaned your homely pipe before. No hands. Toxic? Whoop, never mind. Maria says, and there's new info. You know how Napoleon now? I don't. Like I said, Maria, I'm not being funny. That mess don't bother me. I don't care because it's, like I said before, there's so many lies that's been told. In 50 years from now, I can write it down that it was a sunny day today and it could have rained all day. You're only going to believe what you read. It could be a lie. Or you might only be hearing one side of the story. The bear said, my arm looks like a toothbrush. Ooh, that's not good. Maria said, whose? Daryl says, Annie. We got about 20 minutes there. Y'all think we might can get a few more likes? Maybe get me up to 40 for tonight? And he said, hey, Mac, honey. Mike said, well, everything's got to be true if it's on Facebook. That's right. Toxic said, but, your question, have you ever had a friend in the hospital and cleaned his bones with your spit? No, I've not. I did have a friend of mine fall out the back of a truck, and I had to pick gravel out of his back when he was in the shower. I did have to do that because when he hit the asphalt, all that gravel got stuck in his back and shoulders. Well, people have different opinions about him. That's right. The beer says, "Can I slap your head?" Yeah, $20. Let's see. Annie says, "You get Toxic out of here." Let's see. Maria said, "Just like Randy, some people like him and some people don't. So simple." Exactly. I didn't say I like him or I don't like him. I don't care. Jane said, "Move on, Toxic." That's right. Move on. Mike said, "I think someone is a brick shy of a load." Maria said, "There's a movie about him, by the way." Okay. And he says, "Can I do it for free?" Olivia. Let's see. The beer says, "Okay, I'm on my way." All right. Just donate the $50 so everybody knows in the chat that it's donated. Show me the money before you start heading this way. And he said, "Sorry, I'm with Liv at the moment." Maria says, "You prove to me there's bones in the bag." No, that there's shirts in the bag. Why the hell would I have bones in a bag? Maria said, "That's it. I'm calling the cops." Okay, go ahead. Call the cops. Woo! And he's laughing. Hey, I got two more. I'll be at 40. Toxic said, I can show you a bone in my front pocket, Unc. No, thank you. Not interested. Jane said, "Pops, go up." You missed my comment. What did I miss? Wait a minute. Whoop. Jane says, "Move on, Toxic. I read that one. That was your last one. He's just trying to get attention. I paid no attention. Mike said, "Woo. The beer says, donate to 1,000 Rand now. Okay, I'm from South Africa, so I'll just fly my way to America and she's find you there." Okay, Logan, how you doing, buddy? 2651 production. Maria said, "The police are on their way." Okay, they're coming to take me away. Aha! I've got about 18 more minutes before I can go, though. We'll have to have a standoff. Let's see. And he said, "Jane, it didn't send, honey." Jane said, "No, there was one after that." I didn't see it, Jane. It must not have come through. Toxic, I know Unc back in the day was a pleaser. And he said, "And you mean you won't pay him no mind, Pops?" Nah, he don't bother me. I mean, he just think he's being funny. He's probably about 12 years old. And, he thinks he's being funny. So I'll just let him play. He just, whatever. Let's see. Logan's almost destroyed my phone today. That's not good, Logan. Not good at all. Jane said, "I said I want to watch if he slaps your head. Let me grab my adult beverage." Oh, I did not see that. But if he does show up with the money, I will video it for you and I'll let you get your adult beverage. Let's see, James says, do they censor the word beer? Not that I know of. Let's see, Maria said, they told me they'll give you at least 10 years in prison as a minor punishment. What do you think about that? I've got 12 more minutes before we even worry about it. I have a right to a speedy and fair trial. Let's see. Logan says, did you see my post? Logan, I've been working a lot. I've not been on the internet a lot this weekend, so I've not seen I've not gotten to watch any of it. Dabia says, I love black people. Why don't you love people? Why does it have to be black? Can't it be just I love people? 2651 said, where's Randy, the tree man? He's at his in-laws. He won't, like I said, he won't be able to really come except on the weekends here. He has nobody to bring him here. Maria says, you couldn't sleep for 2 days just because you missed us. What are you going to do if it was 10 years? I'll just be good in prison. They'll let me have a phone and I'll do my live stream from there. Don't derail me says, only if you are a deer drinking beer. See, Logan said, yikes. Lewis said, I'll trade a burnout for a free smack. YouTube said, well, I don't like using that word on here, YouTuber. So let's please refrain from that. I feel your pain and I understand and I'm with you, but let's try not to use that word on here, please. Ray said, hi guys, you're live today in prison. That's right. And I will be wearing my orange. Baby says, oh, you had one. Let's see, the bear said, I love all kinds of people because I'm a Christian. There you go. All I'm saying is don't segregate, I guess what the word I'm trying to think of. There's another word for it, but just leave the certain type of people out. Just say, I love people. There you go. Jane said, who is Don't Derail Me? I have no idea. Just somebody comes in every once in a while. Let's see, Don't Derail Me says, Rusty and Jane. Randy says, okay, I'll tell them don't give him orange clothes. Jane says, okay, Rusty Roo. Oh, Rusty, I didn't realize that's who that was. Sorry, Rusty. Let's see, Jane said, couldn't figure out who. See, that shows how much I didn't even pay no attention to it, Jane. Mike said, wow, Rusty, that's a mouthful. Don't derail me one, says, I don't know why my name changed. That's what I'm saying. Just about everybody's name changed on here. I didn't even realize. I was reading comments, didn't even realize that it was like that. YouTube's doing something. Said Maria says, I'll be right back. Don't end the live. Okay, Maria, you see what time it is. You know what time I end the live. I end the live at 8 o'clock out of respect for Daryl. So don't be mad if it takes you too long. And he said, what is going on? It is normally this crazy. It's about the same. Let's see. The beer said, thanks, man. I really learned something tonight. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I do enjoy it. Jane said, yes, ma'am. I want to do it for the hell of it. I'm going to cover it up like this. So when she comes back, she thinks it's done. Jay said, no. Somebody touch my likey thingy, please. I need 2 more. Please, 2 more. Give me 40. James says, cover it and be quiet. That would be piss her off. It would. If I knew. Oh Lord, what did I do? I didn't know I could zoom it in. The beer says, I live in South Africa and it's 2 o'clock right now. Wow. Let's see, I think that's about what time it is for Maria. It's about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for her. I really don't know. She's talked about it before. Mike says showing 39 and he only has 1 more. Yes, it would only, like I said, the only problem I got is this phone that it's on showing 38. So if I don't get 2 more, it won't show. It won't give me 40. Come on, people, touch my leggy thingy, please. Hell, I'm only showing 6 people in here, and I think those 6 are talking. There, somebody hit it. It's showing 39 now. If I can get 1 more and keep it, that'd give me 40 for tonight. And he says, oh yeah, I think the live died. Now, sorry, honey. Well, if you beg for them to touch your lucky thing, you may scare them off. I know, right? Please touch my lucky thing. I know Olivia says she don't like it when I say that. I've been meaning to get Randy to show me how to do that green screen. Let's see, Max said it's completely legal to walk into any public establishment completely soaking wet. Do this information what you please, okay? Max, hit that thumbs up for me, please. Jane said, oh my God, too funny. Maria says, I'm back. Dadgummit. Oh shit. Let's see, Max, hit that like button, please. Jay says, Max, that's a lucky thingy. There it went. Thank you, Max. Jane said the same thing. Levy, no, the lucky thingy is back. No. There, Mike said 40. Yep, look at there. Now I'm showing 41. Thank y'all. Boggy says, there you go, 40. Max said, just did. I do appreciate it, Max. That can give me my number. Don't do this again. Jane said, woo, woo. Thanks, Max. Boggy says, I gave that to you accidentally. Well, there's 1 more now. The beer says, I just did. All right. Thank you, the beer. We got about 8 more minutes of this live, and then everybody's got to jump over to Metal Art Custom. I went on a little bit early today. I'd had enough of my withdrawals. Let's see, Boggy says, I'm taking mine away now, LOL. Let's see, the beer says, good boy, cover the screen again. I know. I wanted to do it right before Maria come back in, so she think I'd gone off the live. Whoop. Let's see. Jane said, Buggy, what's your middle name? Buggy said, now we have 41. Dang it, Lotus. Oh, somebody took it back. Maria said, well, that was mean and negative. I ain't gonna tell you who told me to do it. Boggy said, Jane. Sorry, Jane, I'm not telling that. Max said, what is going on in your life right now? Well, Max, if you haven't been in here before, we got this shop and we were clearing some land so we can do burnouts and stuff, and a tree fell on my son and he's in a wheelchair now. We won't find out till the 31st if they gonna let him get out of the wheelchair and start trying to walk. So our whole life got turned upside down in about 7 seconds. It is on the videos if you want to see it, and but that's what's going on right now. Maria says, I'll take my like. Somebody did. It's down to 39, so I should have ended it, but that's all right. Let's see. 7322. I am Satan Moran. I live in Iran. Well, welcome. Hit that like button for me, please. Maria says, and I'll say to my friends to take her off too. Okay. Take them all back if you want to. Let's see. Jane says, give him a thumbs down, Maria. There you go. Wouldn't surprise me. Maria said, just kidding. Livy said, it's Rocco, Jane. Jane said, hi. Said, welcome. Oh, gosh. Boggy said, damn it, woman. Travis says, I have a question. I have an answer. Bio Gamers, I like the American painting. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up for that American painting, please. Boggy says, we have to talk about this, Olivia. Jane said, oh man, thanks, Olivia. Now I can use his full name when I yell at him. Max, man, sorry to hear that. Glad he's alive still. I'll send prayers and hope for a good recovery. Well, thank you. We do accept all prayers, and he was definitely lucky. If you got a chance, go back and watch the video, and you can see what I'm talking about. I actually thought he was dead when I got to him, so it was very. It shows just how fast your life can change. He put a short one out. And mine, the one I put out was the full thing from the time he got and they flew to the hospital. It was near-death experience for little Randy. And then he put one, our life changed in 7 seconds or something like that. But if you get a chance, go check it out. Let's see. Boggy said, my last name isn't Owens by the accounts. That's right. See, 7320. So I know you hear my voice. I swear you know all. Rhea says, give him a like. Travis said, I served in Vietnam War. I will subscribe for a shout out. Travis, I appreciate you doing that. Appreciate your time in the military, and I hope the best. Thank you for your giving us your time for serving. Lou said his last name is Boggy, the Bog Monster. Boggy says, Olivia Ann. James said, thank you, Travis, for your service, and welcome home. That's right. 7322, I swear, you know I am the messenger of God. Well, thank you. Butter says, hi. I'm a new viewer. Well, thank you, Butter. I do appreciate you coming in. Welcome, and hit the like and subscribe for me. I appreciate it. I always go through and subscribe back to people who subscribe for us. If it shows up at every morning, I do. If it shows up on my thing, I subscribe back. Thank y'all. Let's see. The monster says, game that salary on until I don't know what all that means, man. I'm sorry. Bob said, I twisted my ankle today. Sorry about that, Bob. James said, hi, CYN. Welcome. Olivia said, too late, dweeb. Libby says, now your full name is out there. Travis said, subscribe. Thank you, Travis. Olivia says, he left, LOL. Bobby says, not yet, woman. Jet said, you look like a cool guy. I am, man. Thank you. Whack Burr says, trans, gay, question mark. Neither one. Let's see, Max says, wow, just saw the video. Definitely a lucky guy. Yes, thank you. He is very lucky. Let's see, Buggy says, no, Whack Bar. James says, oh man, here come the trolls. Yeah. Buggy says, I was talking to my sister. Butter said, I just subscribed, but I got school tomorrow, so I need to go. All right, Butter, thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Jay said, bye, CYN. Let's see. Jet says, I like the eagle and the flag in the background. My grandpa was a veteran. Well, thank you, and we do appreciate his service. Boggy said, see you, Butter. All right, listen, everybody. It is 8 o'clock. Daryl has a premiere going on, Metal Art Custom. Everybody jump over on Metal Art Custom and continue the conversation. We do appreciate it. Let's see. Soldier of God said, hey, just wanted to remind you God loves you, and God loves you too. Boggy says, I wish Olivia was still taking classes. I already missed my half a day apiece. But y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. I do appreciate all of y'all coming in and being a part of my life and everything I do. It means a lot to me. I really miss being with y'all the last couple of days. So, like I said, y'all have a good day, good night watching this. And remember, keep it silly. Thank you.